Well, today we're going to tackle one of the maintenance problems that's been bugging me. Every time I raise my hood, I see oil leaking out of the PCV valve areas on top of the valve cover. And not only does it have oil leakage, but I'm wondering about whether or not they're clogged up. They've probably been in there since the day the Jeep was birthed, 170,000 miles ago. And that can restrict the air flow up in the top of the valve cover. It can affect your oil pressure. All kinds of things can be affected if these things get clogged up or not working properly. So today, we're going to work at them. Heads up, they're not always that easy. They become very brittle, very difficult to deal with, very hard to remove, and you have to be very careful trying to get them out. We'll see how it goes today, and maybe you need to consider stopping that little oil leak on your valve cover too, and giving your engine some room to breathe. Let that engine breathe again. Well, let's get at it. Okay, we're going to tackle these two areas. You can see I've got oil that has leaked around both of them. Don't know when they've been replaced recently or if they have. First thing we want to do is remove this air intake that goes across here. It's kind of in the way. It hooks onto this one, so we'll loosen that one up and loosen up over at the carburetor end and here and take that out of the way. So we get a little better access to here. You want to clean these before opening them up because you don't want any of this dirt down inside the valve cover. So we'll put a little clean solvent on there and kind of wipe them down. Get them cleaned up a bit. Now these PCV valves become very brittle as they get older. So you have to be careful that you don't snap them or break them off when you're trying to get them out. That would be a problem if you dropped anything down into the valve cover. It means you'd have to take the valve cover off then too and clean out what went down in there. So we don't want to do that. So we'll clean the valve cover up pretty good here. I'm going to take this hose off. It's cold out there. Pretty tough to come off. There it is. And the same with this one. Back here. Oh. And there's what happens sometimes. We broke that line. Okay, they're relatively clean here. These are brittle. They don't come out easily. And one way to work with them is to take two flathead screwdrivers, come in from opposite sides, and just begin to lift up. Oops. And it may break like that. You can cut this rubber. We're going to replace it. And hopefully by cutting it out of here, we can release some of that tension that keeps this in. So we can get down under here further to pry this up. This is turning out to be a good example of what you hear about on these all the time, about their brittle nature. And you have to be careful taking them out, that you don't snap them off. Okay, we were able to get both our PCV valves out. It was a nightmare. The back one came out a little easier, but it still broke up. It was very brittle. These have probably been in here since day one. We put in these new rubber grommets. They're very easy to put in. Seal them in. Now when you put these on, up the front one, to the front of the motor it's a black, usually it's black. It has a large hole, as you can see. The one in the back is gray, and it has a smaller hole in the orifice part of it. So we're going to put these in. I lubricated them with a little bit of oil to make them go in a little easier. And there, that one's in. Turn it around to make sure it's seated properly. And the back one is in. Again, spin it to make sure that it's seated properly. Now we can put the air filter line back on at the intake. We have this hose that connects the vacuum line that connects the air filter with the PCV valve on the top of the valve cover. And we also have one that connects the intake manifold with the vacuum up here. This is the one that broke, and we were able to repair with a small piece of rubber tubing in between. Well, we got the new PCV valves in. The valve cover definitely looks cleaner, nicer. I think the engine is breathing better. Maybe it's in my mind or not, but it looks like my oil pressure has increased a bit. Some of you who are better mechanics than I am might say, well, that's true. It gave your motor more room to breathe, therefore the oil pressure is better. Or you may say, nah, has nothing to do with the oil pressure. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I saw. But I'm glad you joined with us on this journey. It was harder than I thought it would be, but I also was realistic. These things have been in there since day one on this motor. It's too bad they weren't changed a little more frequently. They'd probably be easier to work with, but the job is done. I'm glad you stayed with us for that. Again, our channel is all about, every Saturday you'll see some video coming up, and you'll see either a maintenance or a mod or a mission. We'll be on mission. So why don't you subscribe? Hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the notifications so that you'll be notified when our new videos come up. And hopefully you'll enjoy and learn and appreciate some of the things that we do here on mission. I hope your mission is full of joy and adventure. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.